done though. It's got to be just like that. I'm live earlier today.
Listening to music by Jay.
This is Naughty Clanker channel.
Well, this is his actual music, and we are actually here next to him, and we are actually sitting here waiting for the presser that is set up outside of the courthouse where Diddy has been in court today getting sentenced. And did he get the sentence he wanted? The sentence
Or did he not?
Or did he not? And I know that there was a lot of petitions to the court. It probably took a long time with all the different letters and stuff that Diddy produced. He has even showed home movies of himself with his kids and explaining that he is a reformed man, that he's reborn, that he wants the chance to be a family man with his family. He has sent letters of apology to all the people involved in the case against him. One of the women actually has herself made a letter to the court where she has petitioned for leniency.
Do you think Diddy needs leniency?
No.
No. What do you guys think? Think he should go easy on Diddy?
I think the guy is too...
Or do you think it should go hard on Diddy?
I think the guy is too rich and powerful for him to truly take responsibility for what he's done, because he's got all the money that he can throw at things and make problems go away. I think that he needs to also, not just for himself and for what he's guilty of in this case, but I feel that he needs to also be setting an example, showing the rest of the wealthy people that they're to be held accountable just the same as poor people are.
Singled him out to be hard on somebody, all the other offenders. Why do you think they
we don't know
down on Diddy so hard?
Diddy did a lot of bad things. He was only convicted of 2 things. I think that Diddy did a whole lot more horrible things that he ought to be doing a lot more time for. For example, he did not
Welcome to our live.
Get charged for beating up Cassie in the hallway of that hotel, where he felt so privileged that he gave no thought to hotel cameras or anything like that, because he could just pay and make that go away, right? And he beat the holy living snot out of that woman on camera for all the world to see, and he did not seem to have any remorse regarding that. So why would we want to go easy on him for the charges that he is found guilty of? My opinion.
What else were we talking about in the meantime?
Anyway, while we're waiting to hear back on that, I thought we would touch on Laken Snelling.
This girl. Young.
College student in Kentucky. Girl. I have to go look and see whether there's anything going on the screen yet. Still just, I guess there in the background there was a siren. There's just, the cops standing guard outside the courthouse, and the whole ginormous podium full of microphones, but nobody taking the mic yet. So anyway, Laken Snelling.
Did we get any moderators in here yet? I know it's...
Yeah, do we have any troll hunters in here? Anyway, Laken Snelling. She admitted everything, but she claims she does not believe that her baby boy, she does not believe that he was born alive. And at the present time, she's only charged with abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and concealing a birth. Laken was a champion cheerleader, cheer squad. I mean, this is a super sport. If you ever watch the college cheer teams and stuff, I mean, this is some serious stuff. And she was on the cheer team there at the Kentucky University that she was attending. She if I did my math correctly, she's 22 years old, because I was watching a panel earlier where they were saying that if this had happened 4 years ago when she was 18,
Right now we're talking
that
about
people's reaction would be different.
Laken Snelling's the college girl.
Snelling. Yeah, college cheerleader. And apparently she quietly gave birth in her bedroom in the house that she shared with other college students, and around 4 a.m. Laken's, her whole little household full of people had a group chat, much as we do, group chat with everybody. Anyhow, in our family. Anyhow, they had a group chat going on, and in the 4 a.m. hour, they started discussing in there about hearing a loud noise and hearing other sounds and hearing crashing noises coming from the area of Laken's room. Laken didn't say anything at that point. Then, in the morning, around 8:30, Laken joined the group chat and told her roommates that the noise was her passing out in her room, and that she was sick, and that she was going to go to the clinic on campus and get it checked out. But she's like, "Oh, I'm really sick," and they were like, "I don't know, this is kind of suspicious." And in hindsight, they mentioned that they were suspicious that she might be pregnant, but of course she had never shared this information with her classmates. She was keeping it concealed. And I've noticed that there's a lot of argument going back and forth about whether a woman's right to choose would have affected this case. Like, would she have terminated
She didn't
prior,
have that choice.
but she had no choice. And also, apparently, there's some talk that she did not have
Adult education
adult education in school, and that there weren't products to prevent pregnancy readily available either. But anyway, she is over the age of 18. She is capable of giving consent to making her own choices, and it appears that she chose to go the route that she went. Her parents appear to be extremely supportive of her, so I don't really understand why she did not go to her parents when she found out she was pregnant. I know, as a parent and grandparent myself, that I love and support all my kids and my grandkids and hold them dear to my heart. And so I believe that Laken's parents, no matter how strict or Christian, conservative, or anything that they may have been, I don't even know if that's their persuasion, but even if they were, I fully believe that they would love and support their child, help her through pregnancy, and take care of that child. So there was no reason for this to happen.
Guaranteed those parents will step up. Welcome in, Reichart. It's been a while.
Yep, and we're talking about Laken Snelling, the cheerleader in Kentucky, college cheerleader, who gave birth to a baby boy who either did not survive or was unalived by her. She's claiming that she believes he wasn't born alive, but she also admitted to police that she heard him whimper, she felt him move after he was born, and describes that after she fell asleep, like on top of him, she woke up a half an hour or so later, and at that point he was turning blue. So all of that seems to indicate that he was born alive. Apparently, the medical examiner is saying that they have not been able to determine that at this point in time, what the little one's cause of death was. Anyway, she gave birth in the middle of the night around 4 a.m. She took selfies of herself in labor, but then deleted those selfies.
But that didn't help her out at all, because those pictures are going to be there.
Yeah, and law enforcement found them. Anyway, she gave birth and cleaned up a bit. She claims that she wrapped the baby like a burrito in a towel, and then she cuddled him, curled up next to him, and slept with him as some form of comfort. And then when she woke up, she woke up to her alarm, and she woke up on top of him. And at that point, she was sure he was deceased because he was turning colors. And so then she got up and cleaned up more, put him and the placenta into plastic bags and put those in the closet or cupboard in her room. And then she went on her way over to the university, where she chose not to go to classes, then decided she was really hungry, so she ordered McDonald's on the app. And then after McDonald's, she went over to the university clinic, but chose not to go in and not to get health care. And so when she returned to the house that she shared with her roommates, there was law enforcement there already, who then questioned her. She wasn't arrested for a couple days. She was just questioned for a couple days. Anyhow, the roommates state that around 4 o'clock in the morning, they heard loud noises and strange sounds, and at least one crash in the room. A roommate whose room was directly adjacent, shared wall with Laken's room, said that there was a crash against the wall so hard that a picture fell off the wall in her room. So anyway, after Laken left that morning, after telling him that was just her not feeling well and that she fainted or something in her room, the roommates were all curious. So when Laken left, they went into the room, and when they went into the room, first thing they saw was a blood-soaked towel laying on the floor of the room. And so then they got curious and they got snooping around, and that's when they found the deceased infant, and they called 911 and reported the whole thing. So, the infant's cause of death is inconclusive. Her comments to law enforcement are going to come back and haunt Laken. Right now, Laken is out on bond. She's on house arrest with her parents in Tennessee.
That's 2 crimes against babies this month.
Yeah, and
I know the other one happened.
And then apparently, some people are going to make this be a political thing, because they're going to talk about whether or not it would have made a difference if certain services had been available to her. And other people are going to argue about the fact that she's young, although she's not legally a child. She's not 25 yet, so on a psychological standpoint, she does not yet have a fully functioning adult brain. And that with the family dynamics, she may have had a lot of fear of telling her parents. She may have been trying to hide things. That also, we'll have to wait for trial to find out how all of that's going to unfold, and what exactly in the end she is going to be charged with. Whether they're going to add charges or if they're only going to go with those 3 that I told you about. And we'll see whether the defense is going to try to lower the impact of either the punishment or the crimes themselves by bringing into play the fear and terror she must have felt, etc. The same as sometimes charges or punishments are lowered for male perpetrators in certain types of crimes if they were in a fit of rage or something like that. And so we'll see whether there's going to be a psychological defense in this case. And still nothing on the screen with the Diddy thing. So then I move on to another story.
No Diddy yet.
Which is, did you guys know that there is a mega church in Texas founded by a guy named Robert Morris? It's the Gateway Church. He's the founder. It's got over 40,000 members. And he stepped aside from his role in 2024 when allegations came forward of improper relations with a minor child that occurred in the 80s. And so finally this went to court. The survivor's name is Cindy. I'm not going to say her last name, even though it is out there as public because she is an adult now. And Cindy states that in 1982, around Christmas break, yeah, I'll be careful. In 1982, around Christmas break, um, Robert Morris was a traveling clergyman at that point in time, and her family offered him a place to stay during the Christmas holiday.
Oh.
And that while he was staying in their home and Cindy was 12 years old, he began touching her with various parts of his body in very private areas of her body. And she says that this abuse went on from when she was 12 until she was 14. And Robert, so from 1982 to 1984. And it was not until she was an adult and was, well into her adulthood and was dealing with the psychological ramifications of all of this, and just decided that the right thing for her and for anyone that he might come into contact with would be for her to come forward and press the charges. And he took a plea deal. He pled guilty, and in the plea deal, he was given a 10-year suspended sentence. So if he doesn't do anything wrong for 10 years, that's it. He doesn't do any time.
But did he become a registered guy?
But he is a registered offender for the rest of his life, and he does have to serve 6 months in the Osage County Jail to kick off the 10-year suspended.
Where's Osage
And
County?
in Oklahoma, because he's the leader of this Texas church, but this crime occurred in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And so it must have been very satisfying to Cindy to see them clap the cuffs on him right there in court and lead him away at that point. But I know that that's small satisfaction for her. Anyway, he was also ordered to pay her $270,000 in restitution. And another interesting thing about Robert Morris, which goes to the political, and no, I'm not going to go away political, but the fact of the matter is that during President Trump's first term, there was a faith advisory council created, and Robert Morris was one of the big guys in that, and he actually hosted President Trump in June of 2020 at the Gateway Church. And
Dude,
anyway,
stuff.
so he was, so that's how high up this guy was and how far he has now fallen.
It's like all these crimes in the news are all related in some way, aren't they?
Yeah, and
Even
still
Diddy,
nothing
too,
going
over
on with
there.
the Diddy stuff. They're just working on.
We'll have Diddy
Well, they're not doing
coming up
anything
in a
at the moment. Earlier they were still adjusting microphones and stuff in anticipation, and there's officers standing outside.
Mhm.
I poured it into a cup.
Well, you're ladylike. I'm not.
It's empty now.
Oh, okay.
Now you'll have to drink out of the cup if you want more.
Well. Uh-huh.
Anyway, so that is that case with the Texas megachurch.
Okay.
And and then I suppose since we are going to get into Diddy's sentencing when they go live with that, the next two little stories that and the only two other ones I have notes on that I'm going to bring to you have musical ties or whatever. And the first one that I'm going to bring you is one that's probably not so well known, except for I ate it up when I was watching it because it was quite, some parts of it were actually comical. Anyway, we are talking about Jillian Lauren, the wife of the Weezer bassist.
Oh yeah.
And in case people don't know, I'll just give the background of it, and that is that at the time there in her neighborhood, there had been a carjacking or something, and an armed suspect had jumped out of the cars. The police were running around through backyards and stuff chasing the suspect, and so, in protection of herself and her property, Jillian grabbed her own private
Pew pew.
pew and she went out into her backyard with the pew and was wandering around, looking around, holding the pew out. And at that point, it was undercover popo that were near her yard, and they didn't. Popo, and they didn't identify themselves immediately. They were, so as far as she knew, they were just dudes, and she had heard on her radio and everything that there was this armed suspect running around in her neighborhood, or suspects, and then so the popos popping their heads up over her little back fence, and so she pulled out her pew and got it ready and was aiming it, and the popo
Locke. Who's David Locke?
David.
Don't worry. We're talking about Weezer.
Right now we're talking about Weezer, the wife of the Weezer bassist. And anyway, so Jillian Lauren is her name. And so then she was pointing the pew, and the popo did not take this well, and they fired, injuring her, and she went back into her house. They were telling her to drop it, and she didn't drop it. And then she went into her house, and then she went out the front door to surrender herself. And and that's part of the part that was comical, is watching her plop down, face down in the street, because of course all this caught on video, and her cheeks were jiggling like she was twerking, but she was laying on her face on the ground.
What?
Anyway, so that's the part that I was laughing about. But anyway, that part almost seemed comical, but the whole situation, wasn't comical and could have been so much worse. Her injuries were non-life. She was wounded. She was shot.
More deadly hurt.
I believe it was in the leg, and she, it was not life-threatening, and she was treated and released. And originally,
what kind of charges did she get?
Originally, she was facing attempted murder because she had this weapon and it was aimed at police and all that stuff. So
well,
it
the
was
police were just being terrorists in that situation. Run around.
But she still kept aiming after they did identify themselves as being police officers, and she wouldn't put it down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem.
What do you guys think?
It's one thing if you don't know it's a cop. And they're just popping around at you and
in her yard, some guys with a gun
and threatening to drop you. Then hold on to your weapon. But if they say
we're
cops, drop it.
How is she supposed to know? Maybe they're lying.
Come
on, give her a break.
Err on the side of caution, for Pete's sake. But anyway, her actions and her reactions all called into question her mental health, basically. And that's what I was thinking too when it all happened. But I wasn't even thinking about it in a professional setting. I was just thinking to myself, what is wrong with this woman? Is she on something, or is she totally cracked? So anyway, apparently the courts felt the same way. They did drop her charges down to assault with a firearm and negligent discharge of that firearm, because it did go off in the direction of the popo but didn't hit anyone.
That's a pretty good charge for negligent discharge.
Yeah, negligent discharge.
Area.
And then she's not going to prison, at least not at this time, because what she was sentenced to was a mental health diversion, 2 years. And what that means is that for 2 years, she has to obey all laws. For 2 years, she cannot own or possess any firearms. She must attend regular therapy and or counseling sessions, and she must stay sober. No drugs, no alcohol for 2 years, and she has to have regular check-ins with the court where she provides records showing that she's been in compliance. Progress reports from her therapist, clean
So she
urinalysis
ended up
and
being
stuff.
a criminal over the whole thing.
Yeah, but if she makes it the full 2 years, keeping her nose clean and literally keeping her nose clean and doing all this for the full 2 years, then all those charges will be dropped. They'll be rubbed off of her record.
Dude.
But if she fails in any way, shape, or form, they are going to go after her to send her to prison, and they're going to go after her with the full force of the full prison
Dude,
things that these charges would bring for her.
that's bull, I think. When's Diddy gonna talk?
I don't know,
nothing
but
yet,
now
guys.
there's like 3 cops out front, so it might be getting
Sorry,
closer.
right car.
At
YouTube
first
held
I
your
just
comment for some reason.
And
Right
Yeah,
car
so-
got his comment held.
how come?
I don't know. YouTube doesn't like some things people say sometimes for some unknown reason.
What did you do with the water?
The water's over there. I drank the other one.
The cup. What did you do with the cup?
Oh, someone came and took the cup. Here you go.
Oh. Are you talking about the roaming
The water cup thief.
the roaming young man, the water cup thief?
Mhm.
Okay. And now, since they still aren't back with the Diddy information, now we'll just babble for a while
Brazil.
about David and Oh, Brazil.
Welcome.
Cool. Anyway, we'll now talk about David D4vd and Celeste and what is going on in that case, and having seen more legal panels about this, I got to have a larger take on what all was going on. For example, that David has retained counsel, but he still has not made a statement. And some people were saying, well, that's clever, that's good. He is keeping his mouth shut in case this goes to charges.
Well, of course he's got to keep his
But
mouth closed.
I'm gonna sneeze.
No. Oh.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I don't know if I have a cold or if I have
Silly
allergies.
dude.
Pretty sure it's allergies, because I don't feel bunk enough for it to be anything other than allergies. Anyway, so the
No, you're not blocked, right, Cart?
the attorneys.
See, you're right there.
Yeah, you weren't blocked, but for some reason YouTube held your comment, and
I would
You
not
know, all
block
it does
you,
is
right, Cart? You've been
all
here
it does
since
is
years.
it tells us that YouTube held your comment, but it doesn't tell us how come, and
Nope.
we are still very wary of the YouTube powers that be. So whenever YouTube itself goes and hides a comment or anything like that, or holds it for review, we just go ahead and
Yeah.
leave it there. But we'll
I
respond
went and
to
checked
it,
it all out. He's not blocked at all.
and
We like you to come around here, right, Cart?
yeah, and so we leave it be, and we do try to decipher what happened, because like sometimes if people use a hashtag or something like that, YouTube decides they're swearing, even though we know full well it's a hashtag. Anyway, back to
Yeah. You want to see my OnlyFans? Dude, you're not going to like that.
what?
Ah!
Joe wants to see your OnlyFans?
Yeah, he does.
Oh my.
I don't know. I don't know
Oh
that.
my. Anyway, so the panels are kind of torn between thinking that it's a good thing that David's not talking, because
Possibly.
he doesn't want to incriminate himself or get himself any more. Um,
Do you think he's being framed because? What do you think?
I think it's totally possible that he's being
Or
framed
extorted?
also, or extorted, and it also, the other half of the panels that are saying, because one half saying, oh, it's good that he's being quiet, and the other half is saying,
Okay, Joe.
oh, it is not good that he's being quiet because he's not doing, there's no damage control, no spin control going on. There's nothing to help him out in the future with his career because if he's not guilty of anything, it's going to be hard for him to relaunch his musical career. What with all of this hanging over
It's gonna
him.
be hard to get that sponsorship from Crocs again. Or even if he was looking chasing after a Hello Kitty sponsorship, that's not probably going to work out for him either.
Oh, and I found out. My hubby was being very curious as to why. Um,
All right, Joe. Thanks for stopping in and checking us out, dude.
why David had such a fixation with Hello Kitty, his Hello Kitty skateboards and all that kind of thing, and he's like, oh, isn't that kind of girly? That's something our daughters were into. Yeah, the thing is, Celeste was very into Hello Kitty, so it might have been something that they shared, being bonding together over the Hello Kitty whole thing. Also, he does have some effeminate hobbies. Not sure whether that's due to grooming young women or if it's just part of his personality. As he said, he grew up on the internet.
He was schooled by the
internet. He was schooled by the internet that Instagram is his neighborhood and that whole deal. And
lady boss for hire.
And anyway,
welcome.
So it might not be such a good thing that he's not talking, but
dude, that dude needs to be quiet.
But also, yeah,
after everything he's written in his lyrics,
he kind of does.
He needs to be quiet right now,
and especially.
But he also needs to tell us what happened
with
to
the
that
lyrics
little girl.
of his songs, like Celeste and all that. So we'll see what goes on with that. Then we had Steve Fisher of SF Investigates showed the neighborhood in the area and just how tight-knit the community is and how close the houses are to each other, and the fact that everyone in that neighborhood has not only security cameras but top-of-the-line security cameras that include sound. And so anything that happened in that neighborhood has been recorded at some point, and that the Tesla was regularly parked on the street because the house does have a 3-car garage, but most of the garage area was being used as a personal gym by David and his entourage, and obviously they probably practice their dance moves and stuff like that in there too, because that's some intricate stuff. I've seen more of his concerts and more of the sheer athleticism of his shows. So anyway, also learned where the Tesla had been parked in relation to the house and the streets, and which house likely reported it, and also that it would have been far enough away that the odor wouldn't be overly alarming to anybody, because they would just basically be driving past it and seeing that it was still sitting there, and as it gathered dust, probably getting pretty darn annoyed going, why is that car still there? Anyhow, also learned through Steve Fisher of SF Investigates that the most important witness in this case is going to be an inanimate entity. It's going to be that Tesla. Teslas have so much technology going on with them that I did not even realize that they they've got touch sensors and all that. They've got cameras everywhere. They record everything. Who goes in, who goes out, who opens the trunk, who closes the trunk, and even how much the people sitting in the seats weighed. And so
if
there's
they recorded that little tidbit of information, they're gonna know who was in there.
yeah, they'll know exactly who, because they'll have the camera images plus the actual weight of the person. So so from camera angles and all that, they'll know height, and because of the seat sensors, they'll know the weight.
That's
and
funny.
And what the person looks like. It's just like, um,
That's a funny comment. It's too bad it was hidden because it's too obscene.
oh, that's
It's
funny.
kind of funny though.
Yeah, that is funny. And then also got more of a
But
legal.
no is the answer.
No, we don't kiss fanboys. We kiss each other, but not fanboys. Although our cats are kind of fans of ours, and they are boys, and so
No,
I
they're
guess
talking about this LGBTQ. I don't know the rest of the letters, guys. Sorry, but
okay.
we're talking about the Tesla car, and we're
Okay.
waiting on Diddy to come on. We're waiting for the presser
Yep.
to give you some information on what
And,
happened to old Diddy.
And so the next thing I was going to say is we got a legal perspective of the statements that Josh Marshall, the manager of David, put out, and it appears that what that's called is he is distancing himself by stating that he rarely had any interaction with David, and that it's a whole management team or company that manages David, and that there are other people that are closer to him, that Josh just happens to be the name that was used to rent the house where David was staying with Celeste. And then we went over again the email that was sent to Josh Marshall. Josh Marshall said he didn't receive any emails, but then it turns out, yeah, this is an email sent to him in his professional capacity as management for David. So it could very easily have been read by a different member of management, because that's kind of their job to do the work emails and all that. So anyway, an email was sent, and Steve from SF Investigates stands by this, because he has talked and seen the receipts directly for this email. Anyway, an email was sent from a representative of Celeste's family to David's management, saying that the family knew that Celeste was with David at David's house, and stating that she should return home ASAP, and mentioning the fact that she was a minor child.
Okay.
And
hold on, Reichardt, can you be a moderator today just for the one session?
And then Celeste returned home the very next day. So that is more proof, besides the read receipts through the email system, that someone at management read that and took that to heart and got Celeste back home again.
Just for the day, Reichardt. I know you don't like to be modding too much.
Which goes into the question of why no charges filed at the present time. And that is because, oh my gosh, are you even hearing how much stuff there is going on? There's so much to wade through, and there's so many different charges that could be coming up, without even factoring in that Celeste ended up not alive and wrapped up and placed in the front trunk of a Tesla. Before she even got to that point, there's the fact that there was some sort of parental interference going on, or custody interference, because this was a minor child who was staying in the home of an adult male, staying overnight, staying away from her own home, while the family was suggesting that she be returned home.
Just hide everybody
And
from
then,
the channel that's being obnoxious.
And then, while I am not a victim blamer, and I by no means want anybody contacting Celeste's family or anything like that, there are other icky factors that might be going on here as to why charges haven't been filed yet in this case, even relating to interference of custody. And that is that we all know that David was very free with his cash, handing out
Stacks of cash.
thousands to people, to minor kids, friends of Celeste, to keep them from talking about his relationship with Celeste. Now there is some question, and I don't know whether it's founded or not, but there is some question as to whether there was some sort of, under legal terms, it would be solicitation. Did the parents or the adult members of Celeste's family solicit payment from David to look the other way while Celeste was in his company? So this thing could be huge, and so many people could be involved, and it could be it could be this whole giant thing. So we'll be watching this case very closely and reporting on all the different twists and turns and developments in this case, because this is like crazy business. And still nothing going on at court. Every once in a while they blow an air horn. Now there's a...
We just got a room full of trolls today, everybody.
Oh man, I thought...
We're not afraid of trolls on this channel.
I thought a cop was about to take the microphone, but he just went there and stood there and then he wandered off again. So nobody's saying anything yet outside of Diddy's courthouse. But we do know that today was the sentencing. We know that Diddy has been begging for leniency from the court, that he's talking about how he's born again, that he wants to do good in his life, that he wants to be more active in his family life. He shared family videos of him spending time with the young ones in his family. He's been presenting letters of support and and references and letters of support from his family, his friends, people that work with him, people that just know him, even people in the jail who talk about how he's been helping them out in jail, how he's like this good guy. And even from, I think she was identified as victim number 3. Anyway, she even has written,
come on guys,
on
how many
Diddy's
users you got? They're all going
behalf
away.
asking for leniency in his sentencing. And we don't know what's going to happen here. We know that Diddy's team, of course, being overly optimistic and being the defense team,
I don't know what that means.
they're asking for time served, which would be about 14 months. That's how much time he's been locked up. The prosecution, the DA's office, they're gunning for 11 years, because that's the maximum they can go for, is 11 years, and they want that. And then we got the recommendations from the parole and probation department, who also do risk assessments of inmates before they make these decisions, and they are recommending around 70 months in lockup. So but it's actually completely up to the judge's discretion what the judge chooses to sentence him to. I mean, because there's other things in play too, like there could be suspended sentences, there could be, there's just this huge variety of what could happen in the sentencing, and I am really anxious to find out. And apparently they've been set up out there for this press conference for quite some time. They were set up before we even went live. They had already set up the microphones and everything, like something had happened in the court, and like they were ready to give a presser. And we thought we were just going to go live and head it off completely with the presser first, and then get into these other stories. But they've got crowd control going on. They've got like air horns and sirens and stuff going off in the background.
Welcome, Lulu from India.
Keeping the crowd at bay a little while ago.
Is he going to pardon P. Diddy? You know, that's a good question.
Oh, that's a good question. Some people were suggesting that that might occur, but it appears that representatives for the president are stating that the president, at this point in time, is not considering pardoning P. Diddy because P. Diddy seems to have said or done some things to disagree with or attack some of the president's policies in the past year. So the president may be reluctant to go out on a limb and pardon him.
Do you want more cameras? Says they would rather see you than me. Well, it's because I have to get up here and read the comments because you're all telling nasty stuff up in here. So, deal.
Yeah.
I used to be behind the camera, if you remember, if you've been watching for a couple of years.
Yeah, but when I was just front and center and didn't have him next to me as my emotional support hubby, I would get devastated reading the comments. So I do my best to not read the comments.
Right up in there.
Unless
come closer. Come closer. There you go.
Unless he goes and tells me, hey, there's a good one, you should see it or whatever. It calls my attention to it. I just tend to try not to look at them. And let's see. We're still waiting for P. Diddy. We will.
P. Diddy. What
do you guys think of Bad Bunny? I hadn't even really heard of Bad Bunny until
Bad Bunny.
Whole thing about Bad Bunny is going to play the Super Bowl, and so I did a crash course on Bad Bunny this morning, finding out who Bad Bunny is.
You guys know who Bad Bunny is?
Finding out his music and finding out
I don't know what that means. So that's why you get my grill up in here again, because you're posting stuff that I don't know what it means. Shahada. I don't know what that means. Just go ahead and get rid of that guy, right, Cart? Just go.
Yeah, I haven't really heard any of Bad Bunny's songs either until today when I was like just flipping through them trying to see. He appears to have some funny, humorous
Bad Bunny
imagery in his videos.
He's pretty good. This person says.
I watched. Yeah, he has a good voice and an energetic presence.
And he was in the new movie.
And he's in the new Happy Gilmore movie.
So he's got to be a good guy.
Adam Sandler project, and so he obviously has a sense of humor, and then finding out like this source. Oh man,
you gonna be okay?
Oh god, I got
wife. Cover it. Microphone. Just think.
I just had to go die a little bit. Anyway. Oh man, it was funny. I looked off to the side just now to see what was going on the screen, and a cop was, I guess he was just ordinarily backing up, but because of the way I turned my head at the same time as watching him walk backwards for a second, it looked like he was moonwalking in front of the cameras.
Oh, here's a kitty cat right there.
And yeah, there's one of my sweet little kitties. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah,
we're talking about Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, Happy Gilmore,
Do you know
and the music and stuff, and then I was, popping around looking at the opinions on both sides of the great political chasm and stuff.
Do you know what his next job is going to be, guys? Have you heard?
Super Bowl.
They hired him to do Super Bowl halftime show. For why?
And
why?
And a lot of people are, thinking this is like a huge controversy or something because he sings in Spanish. But the thing is, I think the showmanship and the powerfulness and the fact that his songs sound pretty good doesn't matter to me that they're not in English. And
we listen to a lot of content that's not in English.
Yeah, plenty.
Yes.
And then there's the fact that some people are like attacking this whole thing, trying to discredit Bad Bunny because when Bad Bunny did the latest world tour, he skipped the USA, and had stated that it was because he was afraid that ICE would deport or harass or detain. Thank you. Or detain fans of his, and so they're like, oh, but then he gets offered the Super Bowl, and he jumps on that, and no longer. I think that anyone that is in danger of being deported, anyone that is at in ISIS crosshairs, I have a feeling they wouldn't be at the Super Bowl, because I have a feeling those tickets are pretty hard to get and are pretty darn expensive.
How much is a Super Bowl ticket, do you think?
Yeah, I'm curious as to what.
Do you know?
I'm curious as to what a Super Bowl ticket costs now, because I know that
Silly curtain.
a nose blow.
Knows what?
A nose blow. A nosebleed seat at a major stadium for football, like a couple weeks ago at a different stadium, not the Super Bowl.
Maybe Dallas.
It was $300 a ticket for nosebleed seats. So yeah, I don't really understand the controversy. Watch the Super Bowl for the game. Watch the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl commercials. Oftentimes I watch the halftime show, and they have a wide variety of performers and performances, and I don't see the controversy. Anyhow, now we just saw somebody walking into the courthouse.
The mics are set up and ready.
The mics are all set up and ready, and it looked like somebody is carrying a lunch delivery or something. It looked like a stack of food.
Stick around, we'll have it as it goes live.
And okay, now some guy in a suit gave the thumbs up.
Play by play.
Gave a thumbs up to some of the news staff that are just off camera to one side of the microphones and went into the building. So I'm hoping maybe that means something's going to happen soon.
I think it was just an innocent bystander.
Oh, you don't even think that was anybody?
No, I don't think he was.
Oh, now there's a cop on screen looking at their watch. That's what's going on.
Tell us a story.
Tell
us a true crime nasty story.
You tell a true crime nasty story.
No. I don't know. We're not promoting anybody today.
So
nope.
Now
Hi from Sweden. Welcome, Tommy. I'm not even gonna try your last name.
Sweden. Is that where Ola is?
We have. Yeah, Ola lives there. Did you call him Olaf?
Yeah. I did.
Ola lives over there.
Ola, England. We like to watch Sundays with Ola. For one thing, on YouTube, I don't know if any of you guys know who Ola England is, but he's a cool dude. And also, anybody know the band Avatar?
They're from Gothenburg.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're a true crime
they
channel.
rock.
I hope you'll stick around and join us.
Yeah, we're a true crime channel, but we also talk about topics that interest us, especially music-related topics, but also, for obvious reasons, van life or RV life, camper life type stuff.
Well, that's a new thing for us.
And
Ever since you had to get all that medical stuff, so.
yeah, and that's another thing about, there's politics, but and I'm not that into politics, but a big reason behind the whole government shutdown that's happening here in the United States right now is that the two major political parties can't come to an agreement on like budgets and stuff, and one of the major things is the
Okay, hit
is
him up and
related
ban him from the channel.
is related
you.
to healthcare and insurance, and
Just like that's how we do that.
one side is wanting to reduce
Come on, trolls! You got bigger game than this. Bring it on.
healthcare and cost more people healthcare. And the thing is, healthcare is already a huge problem in America, and like our family is one of the examples of people that fall through the cracks due to healthcare and health insurance premiums and what's covered and what's not covered, and what all the average family can afford. And so we couldn't afford to keep a house and get me my medical care, and so now we're essentially homeless. I don't like to think of it as being homeless, though. I like to think of it as being free or whatever. Foundation free. Because we do obviously have a roof over our heads. It just happens to also have wheels, and it rolls and goes places. And
van life's
anyway.
real. So anyways,
Yeah.
so it was either get your medical care or be housed.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So here we are. But obviously I am feeling much better.
Well, yeah, since you came back from the freaking operating table looking death at the face, what do you think? What was that
Yes.
like? Tell me. Tell us all what it's like to stare at the light.
All I can say is that afterwards, I was so grateful for family and so appreciative of every little thing in life. Everything took on more meaning. I will stop and pause what I'm doing if I see a caterpillar crawling across a branch near me, and I will watch that, and I will enjoy it and think of it as a blessing, a gift, and so it also riles me up to the point where when there are things that need to be said, things that need to be made public, I will be a mouthpiece because I feel like I need to give back. And and speaking of being a mouthpiece, that was in last night's show. I don't even know if last night's show is in this particular. Yeah, in last night's show, we were talking about a case out of Charlotte, North Carolina, the case of Mary Collins, who was a 20-year-old woman with cognitive disabilities, and she was living with her grandmother, and she wanted to be friends so much with these people, especially this mean girl named Kelly Lavery. And then one day Kelly invited Mary to come hang out with her and her boyfriend and get some Chinese food and stuff, and Mary was delighted. Mary always wanted to see the best in people, and she just thought that Kelly was now going to be nice and was going to be her friend after Kelly had spent months harassing Mary and telling her that she should just unalive herself and stuff.
This could be a lesson. If someone's been effed up to you and they start being nice,
something's wrong.
Something's not going to work out well for you.
But anyway, Mary went to their house, their apartment, and they did get Chinese food, and this was documented and posted on social media. And so when Mary didn't come back home, her grandma at first wasn't too worried because there was all these photos of the trio having a good time hanging out, and so she assumed that okay, Mary's having a good time, she'll be back when she's ready to come back. But then overnight happened and no word from Mary, and that's not like Mary at all. And so the grandma contacted these people who told her that Mary had left on her own the night before, which the grandma knew wasn't possible. And then the couple, it turns out that the couple, who are Kelly Lavery and her boyfriend Lavi Pham, had tried to get Mary to have a threesome with them, and Mary was not having that. So then they drugged her, and they put, with Xanax, and they put a dog collar and a leash on her, and they began torturing her, and they brought in a guy named James Salerno to join in the fun, and eventually, after a couple days, Mary succumbed to the injuries that they inflicted on her, which included over 133 stab wounds.
They just weren't deep enough.
This girl was just tortured for days. And then after she was deceased, they started cleaning up the mess, and they put her into plastic bags, and they duct taped that all shut. And then this James Salerno guy went and contacted a girl that he knew named America Deal, and America and he had met on Tinder, and unbelievably, she agreed to come over and help clean up this crime. And I don't have a clue why. And so, she bought bleach and stuff, and they worked on scrubbing up that apartment. And then Kelly and Lavi placed the plastic bag containing Mary into their mattress on their bed.
Not where?
Their bed.
It's their bed.
Inside their mattress.
Inside of the mattress.
Yeah, inside of the mattress.
She must have been a tiny young lady.
She was. And, they slept on top of her and did other things on top of her being in their mattress. They got a thrill out of this. And meanwhile, Mia Alderman, who is Mary's grandma, had gone to the house a couple times asking for Mary's return. She had gone to the police, and and the police weren't listening to her, especially Detective Gaskin, who was in charge of this missing person case. He said that adults don't go missing. Adults have choices. The adults can choose not to come home and stuff like that. And then it's reported that someone phoned in a false report stating that Mary did this kind of thing all the time, that she took off with guys, she was very promiscuous, and all this wasn't true and could easily have been fact-checked, but they never bothered to fact-check it, and just kind of kept blowing off Grandma when she would, say, I know Mary is there. They had a family plan for their phone. She knew the last place that phone ever was in that apartment. And, she's like, Mary never left. And then,
what? Dude. No.
So then eventually, James couldn't contain himself and started bragging to people about this crime, this perfect crime that they all had committed, and even showed people pictures on his cell phone of what happened to Mary and of putting Mary into the mattress. And word got back to Mia, the grandma, that this is what happened. Mia called police, told them this. Police went over again, reluctant, and Lavi was super cocky and was just like, yeah, come on into the bedroom. And then he lifted up the mattress, didn't open the mattress, lifted up the mattress and showed that there was nobody under the mattress. And the cops were just like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry for the trouble.
Oh my God.
And left again. And then eventually someone else contacted police saying, look, this James guy, he says that they took Mary's life
Okay,
and
Beto.
put her inside of the mattress. Inside, not
I
under.
don't know what that means.
So then the cops got a search warrant and went back, and this time they opened the mattress, and there was Mary. This was 2020. Guess what? 3 of the people involved in the case still have not gone to court. And one of them, who is America had been in Colorado when the other 3 were arrested, and so she knew that she was wanted, so she returned, and then she got put on house arrest, and had to have an ankle monitor, and pending trial, and she is still out on bond, but she has umpteen times not charged the battery on her ankle monitor, not
we know somebody
obeyed.
else is messing with
Yeah.
their ankle monitor too.
Yeah, just like Barry Morphew. Anyway, just totally pressing it, not meeting her, not being where she's supposed to be when she's supposed to be there, not meeting her curfew, and so she was in court earlier this week, or prosecutors were in court earlier this week, wanting to revoke her bond and have her locked up. The judge has not come back with a determination on that yet. And then regarding
Give me kitty. Give me kitty. We're waiting for the Diddy thing, and still not.
and then regarding
Come on,
James
get out of here.
and Lavi, they haven't been to court yet, and it's been over 5 years. Kelly, who by all accounts was the instigator of this whole thing, the mastermind, Kelly was offered a plea deal which she took, and so Kelly is serving time in prison. She was given 25 to 32 years.
Wow.
Mia Alderman, the grandmother of Mary, says that is not enough, that Mary's life is worth lots more than just 25 years, and is very unhappy that she was not included in the course of determining what the sentence would be for Kelly, and feels that there was no justice served in this case. And then news has been exploding with that stabbing death of the young blonde lady on the subway, and so there was a victims of violent crimes hearing held in a courthouse in Charlotte, where basically they were hearing about that, but because this was going on, Mia Alderman, Mary's grandma, was able to take the podium and state that 5 years is not justice, because she's still waiting. 5 years later, the other 3 people involved in her granddaughter's murder and cover-up, they still have not been to court. And and of course, the 25 years for Kelly, that's just kind of like an insult. And then so she says 5 years is torment, and I'm hoping that her whole case is going to result in justice, that these guys are going to serve the maximum of time that they possibly could. They didn't take a plea deal when they could. They're taking it to trial, and I hope they get the maximum for dragging this stuff out. And if you want to see more about this case, I suggest checking it out on Misery Machine, which is where I got the original story, and then I went and fact checked and got more information, and yeah.
Still waiting on Diddy. Nothing going on yet.
Although it sounds like the crowd's getting restless off
I'm
camera.
not letting anybody in the courthouse over there. Everybody has to wait outside the building.
Yeah.
So no courtroom reported, nothing.
Yeah.
So
And cops.
let's smash that like button while you're
I'm
here. We're
starting
gonna
to
talk
pace
about
back and
Diddy
forth
soon.
More.
Diddy,
more often.
Diddy.
And
You know, Diddy was never really on my radar. You know that? You know,
Diddy, the guy whose name has become a verb, as in, don't Diddy me. Um,
please don't Diddy me.
yes, please.
That could be a song.
like
Please don't Diddy me.
don't do this me.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like somebody's
Oh,
behind the microphone.
somebody came out.
Don't know if it's somebody official or
No,
if
that's
it's just somebody.
some kind of freaking reporter.
Yeah, it
boy.
was just somebody getting.
It looks like a
pictures.
penguin. Look at him.
He does look like the penguin.
Dude. Danny DeVito era. Penguin. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be hanging out here talking about more stuff than we used to. She drugged me up here in front of the camera. I'm freaking out about that.
I like you here next to me.
But I liked hiding in the background and never having to speak.
I didn't like that because I liked having it. I like having it right here, giving me some
But-
moral support
But I could
too.
be on the computer just running these comments and not have ever shown my face.
I like it better having people see.
They thought
See,
you
my
were a
mister.
single woman, they did.
Oh, that was annoying. The people that thought I was single. Like, on the one hand, you could take it as a compliment that people thought I was single and you know wanted to mingle or whatever. But on the other hand,
like a Pringle.
like a Pringle. But on the other hand, it's kind of insulting that people would think that you would get to be my age and still be single.
Amazingly
I mean, I guess
true.
I know
Welcome.
some are out of choice or whatever, but I am very married and have been very married for a very long time. Oh man, I'm making myself sound like a dinosaur. Very, very long time ago.
Very married.
I was young a very, very, very long time ago.
What are we talking about? We could still
Uh-oh.
revert back and talk to that rock band when we were younger about Janie Lane. We could drop that in here in case
Yeah, that's
you
gonna
guys
be
didn't hear about it last night.
that's gonna be an upcoming case that I'll probably do a
Noise
I'm
maker.
dropping things that I'm probably gonna do a full production on because it's like J.D. Lane was actually SA'd by someone in a metal band and their manager in the spring of 1985.
You know the girl from Warrant?
Cherry
Remember?
Pie.
The Cherry
that
Pie
was, that was
lady?
his wife, and after they divorced, she wrote a couple books and mentioned the fact, and so that's set some of us detectives going and checking out to find out who
I mean, what's he gonna do?
did that to J.D. Lane.
Somebody did it. It was not Rob Halford, in my opinion. This is
Yeah.
the kind of level we're on.
Yeah.
So-
I guess from what we were seeing in some of the other podcasts about it, that the bands in the top running for being the bands that had the right people would have been Kiss or Judas Priest, and they, you know, so we'll dive in more and figure out who was where, when, and who was the most likely suspect.
I don't think it was Judas Priest because he's still very popular.
Well, I think that wouldn't be the indicator because a lot of very popular people are predators. But I think that J.D. Lane was not Rob Halford's type. Oh, they're just
No, they're
microphones
just
again.
adding more money.
I think that Rob Halford liked very butch, very masculine, almost bodybuilder type males, not
But how
little guys
old
like
were
Jay
you
Lane.
when you realized that the lead singer for the biggest heavy metal band in the world, how old, not how old were you, I won't give that up, but how many years did it take for you to figure out that Rob Halford was that way? I mean, he came out on stage riding a Harley Davidson, dressed in leather and studs and spikes, Just how?
Growing up in SoCal, bro,
I mean,
I had no doubt that he.
oh, you knew from the day one.
I knew from day one that he likely, if he.
But that dude could sing, and all the guys, they didn't want it. They wouldn't have accepted him if they had known. I don't think. Do you think?
Bro, it's a whole different thing.
It was way back then when people weren't open about that. Back then it was shh, don't tell anybody.
Well, among certain subgenres of people that liked a certain kind of music and certain type of lifestyle and stuff like that, we didn't really
This
care.
was metal though.
Yeah, and
It wasn't like
and you pull in
alternative
metal
stuff.
Alternative is just like people that they're kind of the softer version, but and like they
Metalheads
don't
and
wanna,
alternative people are two different walks of life.
not 100%. And and I can tell you, and it would probably surprise you quite a bit,
Oh.
that a lot of people from like punk rock bands and metal bands and speed metal and stuff like that were, if not gay, bisexual. So it's just
Still waiting
Yeah.
on Diddy, guys. You can watch us here, you can watch Diddy News here, or you can go watch Diddy on the other channel.
and
Right, Joe?
and yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll give a little piece of news since we were talking about people. Jack Scratton.
Who's Jack Scratton?
Jack Scratton in Denver,
Oh,
Colorado.
Jax.
Jax is a very well
I know
loved
Jax.
member of the downtown community. Jax is a trans female, a wonderful hairdresser, and just a total friendly person who stood out in the crowd too. Was really beautiful inside and out. And one day, Jax went missing, and Jax was a missing person for a while, and a lot of us were afraid that maybe Jax had been the victim of a crime.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that Jax may very well have been a victim of a crime, but it's never going to be proven. And what actually happened to Jax is never going to be known. The medical examiner says that it's impossible to tell. What happened was, weeks after Jax was reported missing, Jax's remains were found in down some stairs on the ground in an alley in Denver.
How could it be
below
weeks just laying out in the alley in Denver?
Well, that's one of the things that's
No.
really called into question, especially while there was this missing person out.
Mhm.
Anyway, it is known who Jax was last with, and the two people who Jax was last with say that they went together to spend the evening in an apartment above where the alley where Jax's remains were found, and they say that there was some drinking and stuff, and that Jax was over imbibed, and so they put Jax on her side and had her all set up so she wouldn't choke on her vomit or anything before they left the apartment, and that when they returned to the apartment, Jax was no longer in the apartment. Well, the medical examiner says that Jax dropped from the second floor into the position in the alley where Jax was later found. The medical examiner said that due to the state of decomposition when Jax was found, it was impossible to determine whether Jax had any drugs or alcohol in her system when she died, and also it was impossible to tell whether Jax died from the drop or if she was already deceased before she dropped.
Dude,
So
that's morbid.
So that's just one big mystery.
There would be signs if there was rigor or something before this person fell out of the window.
You would think, but I feel like it's just something that's being written
I think
off.
it's shh, be quiet, don't
Yeah.
talk about it. But when nosy people, nosy ass YouTubers be blowing this stuff on across the globe. law enforcement don't like that.
Yeah. And speaking of that, there was good news out of Denver, though, because in a different case, there has been justice found for Birdie Seawalker, who is a member of the Denver indigenous community. And Birdie Seawalker was born on February 16th in 1956. And then on July 17th, 2021, Birdie was seen walking into a Denver parking garage shortly after midnight.
Okay.
And
I don't know what that means, but
excuse me.
your comment can go away.
Birdie was seen on camera walking into this garage, this parking garage, and a man was seen like lurking behind and following her, and the excuse me.
Hey,
I need a drink of water.
more water?
Yeah.
More water? Yum yum. Dude, why is it taking so long
And
for
anyway,
Diddy, guys?
She got followed by this guy that was acting suspicious, and his face was fully visible on camera, so it was well known who he was. And actually,
See, we're gonna have to end the live. Keep talking.
the entire crime against Birdie was caught on camera in the parking garage. So anyway, from a little after midnight until 8:23 a.m. is how long the attack took. At the end of the attack, the
Dude.
guy walked out of the garage and
Dude.
nonchalantly walked one way. And then a
Don't
few
be like
minutes
that over
after
here.
that, Birdie staggered out of the parking garage, visibly badly wounded. I'm sorry. Make yourself be on the camera, please.
Here.
Be on camera, be on camera.
She wants me on camera. So yeah, we can't have all you trolls on here making obscene freaking notes, alright? Okay. Maybe say something nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be nice for a change. I gotta stop looking at the comments, I swear.
We usually have multiple
'cause this
troll
time-
hunters, but
This time the choking and stuff wasn't so much from the allergies as it was from getting unhappy with what I was seeing in the comments.
this is a clanker-free channel. We don't
Anyway.
use AI here.
Anyway,
Clanker-free.
so Birdie staggered over to a cafe and was so horribly wounded that she could not communicate. But the patrons called 911, and Birdie was taken to the hospital and lingered for 2 weeks before succumbing. And this guy, Randy Housh, was age 62. He was sentenced this Tuesday for what he did to Birdie.
And what did he get?
He beat her to death. He got life without the possibility of parole, plus 16
Dude.
for second-degree assault.
Just think if he would have been a nicer person, he
Plus-
wouldn't be locked up in freaking lifetime in prison right now.
Plus 12 to life for unlawful contact. Birdie was obviously subjected to vile violation, and luckily the cameras told the tale. The cameras caught everything. Plus, Birdie herself fought back, and there was DNA evidence and everything. And so this guy is going down forever, because those 2 additional sentences, they are consecutive, not concurrent. So in this case, life is going to mean life, because he's not ever getting out.
Never see the daylight again, you freaking butthole.
Yeah.
Now what? Don't violate people, man.
Huh.
I have cool glasses
Now I'm
on.
looking over at the Diddy thing again. I'm seeing like attorney looking people coming in and going out and showing their IDs to the cops. There's a woman right now in a checkered jacket talking to the cop.
They call
I was
tortoise,
hoping she was going to make her way over to the microphones, but she did not.
tortoise shell. And
Ah.
you got what? Tortoise shell as well? You got...
Not these ones.
Dude, those are Bunny Folger glasses.
Yeah. You guys watch Omit B? Only Murders in the Building? Hulu?
With Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, Martin Short. Oh my god, I love that show. And there was a character, Bunny Folger. She was
She didn't make it.
the manager of the building or something. But yeah, she had glasses like these. Cool old broad.
Still waiting on Diddy, everybody, so...
Cameraman. Looks like maybe a professional camera getting set up. So,
Dude, those are just...
and checking light.
Recorders,
Right now,
dude.
he's got a cell phone or something out checking the light. But
Probably doing white balance.
but it was it was this really. Yeah, it got really.
We got
good light.
9 people in here. Maybe
Yeah.
we should end the live and send them on their way to watch it on somebody else's channel. What do you say?
If you want, or we can just wait and see a few more minutes to see what happened with Diddy.
Dude, we've been waiting on Diddy all day.
All day.
All day.
long.
I thought it was
Wait.
going to be in and out Diddy's.
What did he get?
What did he get?
And,
What is Diddy going to get? Dude, tell us a story. Tell us a story about the pig farmer lady.
Susan
the
Monica?
lady, Susan Monica.
Susan Monica.
Oregon.
Was a trans woman, former Navy veteran. Well, I guess she wasn't a former Navy veteran. She was a Navy veteran, but she was formerly an active duty naval personnel. And when she finished service, which I believe was during the Vietnam era, she then had surgery to transition
Yeah?
and became a woman.
She had
going
the
by the
full
name of
surgery, though.
going by the name of Susan Monica.
No more pieces.
No more pieces. No more pieces. Except for the treatments didn't seem to help with going bald. So that when she was in prison and there was a prison interview with her or something. Oh, and her prison photos. She in her prison photos they don't allow wigs or anything like that. So in her prison photos she looked like
There you go.
a bald man.
Talk to Min Min.
Hi, Min.
Valid statement right there.
Exactly. Why
Aren't
go
you gonna
easy on
freak out
Diddy?
when he ends up
Well,
getting
this
credit?
monster will come out soon like he had never done any bad things in his life. Exactly, 100%. That's one of the reasons why I think that they should throw the book at Diddy, because I am sick and tired of people with money just being able to throw money at things and end up with lesser sentences, while, for example, people who are... What's a good way to say poor without saying poor? We'll just say poor anyway.
Yes, Marie,
Poor
do
people-
tell.
Poor people end up, they can't afford the legal teams and stuff, and so quite often they will even be wrongfully convicted of a crime. So how come, it's not fair that people get wrongfully convicted of crimes all the time, while guilty people just throw their money around and get away with everything.
Where are my moderators at today? No mods in here. I have to moderate this whole thing by myself. Except for Rykard, I don't even know if he's still in here. He's a busy person. I
And
know
then
that.
back to that Texas megachurch founder that I was talking about earlier.
There's Rykard.
This guy founded the megachurch Gateway, Gateway Church in Texas, but it had like 40,000 people attend that church, and
Per day?
per service, yeah.
Wow.
And it's a huge mega church, and this guy was appointed to the Faith Advisory Commission when Trump was having his first term of office, and in June of 2020, Donald Trump was his personal guest and also attended services at his church. And this guy's name is Robert Morris. And last year, he stepped aside from his duties because last year, a woman named
Get on
Sydney,
the camera. They want to see your face.
who was a 12-year-old child in 1982, came forward with the allegations of what this minister did to her from 1982 to 1984. He stopped essaying her when she turned 14, and more sirens at the Diddy, but nobody at the. I will stop abruptly when something happens on the Diddy screen over there. Anyway,
The Diddy screen.
the-
You make
the
it
Diddy
sound
screen.
naughty.
Ooh, the Diddy screen. Anyway, she came forward. She made her allegations known. He stepped away from his position, resigned, and now he has pled guilty. He also got a plea deal, and his plea deal is that he's got a 10-year suspended sentence, but he does have to serve 6 months in the Osage County Jail in Oklahoma, and he also has to give $270,000 to Sydney in restitution, and he has to be a registered offender for the rest of his life. And if he doesn't do anything wrong for 10 years, then he doesn't have to worry about any further punishment. But the thing is, he took his position of power as a clergyman. He was a traveling minister at the time. He took his position of power to gain the trust of Sydney's parents and Sydney, and then he abused that trust, and Sydney has had to carry the pain and the trauma of this her entire life, and it just makes me sick that when he took his plea deal and was getting punished and was having something to say for himself, this minister said that he felt that he had come clean and been, that he had come clean to himself, and that he accepted his guilt to himself and felt that he was being a good person, so that he doesn't think that he deserves to be punished for having this predatory behavior on a 12-year-old child. He thinks that because he's a good Christian man, that doing unspeakable things to a kid is forgivable. I mean, obviously, Christians forgive each other all the time, but still.
Yeah, I see that. You'll have to use alternative spellings for what this person is, like P3DO.
PDF file.
Yeah, YouTube, although it appears to be a free speech platform, you cannot use adult words like that.
And now
So sorry, it was not me that hit it.
now there's 2 cops on the block in front of the
Well, if
cameras.
there's cops out there now, maybe something's gonna happen.
They're still asking people for ID and stuff like that.
Yeah, but there were no cops there for a long time.
Yeah.
So maybe we're getting closer, everybody. Got 2 people in here. Oh my.
I'm just waiting to see what happens to Diddy. And
Diddy. Nobody's in here.
I guess
We should
if
just go
nothing
home.
happens, we should just go home and come back live after something happens with Diddy.
No, we'll just keep it here.
We'll just keep it here. We're waiting to see.
Hey, come play some music.
Diddy is a diddler. Diddy has done so many other things that he's not being punished for. I hope that these crimes that he does get the book thrown at him, I hope he gets the maximum because of all the stuff that he's gotten away with. Stuff that we know he's done, but he's gotten away with it. Like
Okay, you're gonna have to run the whole show by yourself. I have to go over here and get some more water.
like when he was seen brutally abusing Cassie Ventura and kicking her when she was down and everything in the hallway, public area of a hotel, on hotel security camera, and he's just having at her because he felt like he was so above everything, because he's rich and because he's Diddy, and that's one of the things that I was talking about is how Diddy has become a verb, whether he wanted to or not. If somebody's abusing you in some way, shape, or form, they're diddying you. If and and yeah, Diddy needs to be locked up. And another thing is there's certain moves in video games where after you get the kill, you can basically humiliate the other person, and like they used to call it teabagging or whatever, but now I've noticed that everybody's been calling it diddying. I diddied that guy. That guy diddied me after he took me out. Blah blah blah. So and right, is Diddy going to be doing some diddying when he's locked up? And is somebody going to diddy?
Did he do it?
And and then the funny thing's like, did he do it? And Diddy thinks that he should get off because he says that he has that he's born again now, and that should, so many people hide behind the Bible or hide behind their religions and stuff because they'll do something wrong, and then they exploit the fact that all religions aspire to be based on love, based on forgiveness, based on equality, and so they try to exploit that by saying, "Oh, I'm following this religion now, so now I should get away with what I did because I'm sorry and I'm not gonna do it anymore. At least not until I get caught again." It's just ridiculous, and I hope that he really does get the maximum. The maximum is 11 years. He wants 14 months, and the probation, and they assessed him. They assess whether somebody's feeling the guilt and whether they're going to be rehabilitated and stuff like that. They assess
Maybe
that.
he's been rehabilitated in the past 14 months.
And they come up with a suggestion, and they are saying that they think he should get at least 70 months in jail.
That's like 6 years.
That's 6 years. So they're suggesting 6 years. Diddy wants time served.
Will he get it?
He wants it all to go away.
Did he have a jury trial?
And
if he had a jury trial, he may have got it.
the jury trial is what found him guilty of these charges. Now it's the judge's job to take everything into consideration and decide what the sentence will be. And Diddy's been submitting like home videos showing him being a good dad, being a grandpa, stuff like that, saying, "Oh, I'm a good person. I should be let out now."
Maybe he is a good person to his family.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a good dad. We're not there.
Yeah, but being a good dad isn't a reason to be exonerated from crimes that you committed and were found guilty of.
Oh. Tell us how you feel.
That's how I feel.
Still waiting on Diddy.
The same as while with that Laken Shipley girl, while I understand that there are mitigating circumstances with society and things like that, I think that what she did,
that maybe if she had had adult education in her public school, that
maybe she and if she had access to
no, this just
the ability to prevent pregnancy or something, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But also, I think that at 20-something years old, that she at least has the ability to know right from wrong and know that to do that kind of thing is
like you too. Like you too. Come back and see me again later, all right? We'll talk about it.
Why am I in the same thing as Trump though? Because they're saying F Trump and F you, and like I agree with the F Trump on a lot of stuff, but I sure don't agree with FB. That's not very nice.
He can come back another day with his other user. And make another comment if you want to. We don't do trolls on this channel.
And I really appreciate my troll hunters. They're very protective. Those are my
My
moderators.
troll hunters are always
My
on here at
moderators and troll
nighttime.
hunters.
They're all gone.
Maybe my troll hunters are all
Maybe they don't have a job.
different time zones. Or
I know we have troll hunters in Europe. I know we have troll hunters in the UK, and I already said that in Australia.
yes.
So, let's tell the story. We're a true crime channel. What do you want to talk about? Do we have content? Picton? The Canada guy? Little Willie? Wee
Robert
little
Picton.
Willie Picton.
Robert Picton.
Oh, what a bastard
That
this guy
was
is.
another case too of cops looking the other way because of the wealth. Because even though, okay, Robert Picton's a pig farmer, he's dirty, he stinks, all that kind of thing, he was actually extremely wealthy as well.
Give me the kitty.
And
Mess
he-
something up. Come here, kitty. Kitty will come in and tip the camera over or something.
Huh? What's not a real video? It's fake. AI video. What's AI? Did I miss something? Are you
Yeah,
guys
totally.
talking about a different video out there or something? Or are you calling me AI? Because I'm not AI. I'm a
Clanker
I'm a-
free channel, guys. Clanker
I'm a real
free.
person with real allergies. And yeah. Is that really? Anyway.
I don't know what that
where's-
means. See, it's not insulting enough, but we don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Clarify.
That's a difficulty when we don't know what it is. Anyway, we're still
Last
waiting
chance.
to find out what happened.
Okay, there it is.
Uh-huh.
Boom, 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 you funny man. No,
Huh.
you funny man. You funny man.
You had a cool name, but, you know, bye.
Come back with your other user.
Yeah. Anyway.
Boom, boom, boom. Tell us the story about the little pig farmer Wee Willie. He had money. He had influence on the police. He could buy them new police cars.
It's not just that, though. He had a nightclub called the Picky Palace. It was more like a bar and nightclub thing with live music and dancing and open pit barbecue out there. He often manned the barbecue. And it also was a favorite hangout of a certain motorcycle gang that I'm not
the
gonna
ones we
say-
don't talk about.
the ones that we don't talk about. And they and politicians and police all hung out in the same place together. And one of Robert's jobs with this, because he co-owned this place with his brother, and one of his jobs was to procure entertainment. So he would go downtown Vancouver to the red light district, so to speak, and he would find different women to hire to come entertain people at these parties at the nightclub. And so obviously for obvious reasons, cops and stuff didn't want to look too closely at the Peaky Palace or at the Picton brothers when some of these women ended up missing. And it appears that Willie would often invite some of these women over to his living quarters instead of,
Which was a dirty, nasty, single-wide mobile home.
but
Wait
he
till the
was,
pictures come out on
but he was offering drugs and stuff, and so he made sure that it was vulnerable people that were addicted that he would invite back there, and then he would do horrific things to these women, and he would once they were deceased, he would take them into the slaughterhouse, and he would treat them just like the pigs. And when I say just like the pigs, I mean just like the pigs. The parts that were able to be mixed up into sausage got mixed up into sausage. The parts that were not recognizable enough as humans so they could go to the rendering plant they went to the rendering plant with the other, with the pigs and stuff, and the parts that were undeniably human and could not be disguised, those got fed to the pigs or kept as trophies in buckets and freezers and such in this place. And eventually, Robert was taken in, and he actually had a plant, as in a human plant, not a house plant, in a cell with him. And the plant,
Plant and informant.
a cop undercover,
There you go.
talked to him and got him to open up. And Robert's all like, "Oh, I'm crucified. I'm done," and all this stuff. And they got me, and he was being extremely upset about the fact that his number was 49, not 50. He was like, "I was just gonna do one more, and I was gonna be done."
Do you think he would have quit after the? If he
I
hadn't
don't
got
think
one more?
so. I think that once he had the 50, he might have been okay for maybe a couple months. But then I think he probably would have put another number in his head and go, "Okay, I did 50, now I want 75."
Oh my God. 75. I was thinking maybe 60. You jumped it all the way to 75.
Well, because he's into certain numbers. So he's a quirky guy, and so I was think that 75 would be the next big unobtainable number that he would want. But anyway, prison justice and karma occurred, and
Oh yes, after
Robert
he'd served.
Picton, after he was been in prison for a while, Robert Picton was found barely clinging to life, having been stabbed in the throat and stabbed with a broom handle that went into his head and into his. It was very, very brutal and very, very fitting, and
He was scheduled for what, day release?
yeah, he was scheduled for day release,
And somebody didn't like that
and-
idea that he
and
was
he
getting
never
out.
got to get his day release. And another thing about that was that unfortunately some people were unhappy. Actually, families of victims were unhappy with this because they had been hoping to get more answers about their loved ones, and the families of missing women who had never been identified were hoping for more answers.
I don't think he had any answers. I think everything just blurred together, and he didn't remember which girl was which and where he had done with each and every one of them. I think they must have just blurred the massive amounts.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And possibly he wasn't even the only one, but he claimed to be the only one that did it all.
Well, here's the thing.
Do tell.
After being locked up for a while, Robert Picton wrote a book, which is nowhere to be found now because the booksellers that originally sold it recalled it.
I thought you had a
and
copy
all
of
that.
that book.
And I have seen a copy of that book, and I have had a couple chapters of that book, but I have not gotten his entire book. And
Hey, right
Robert started saying that he wasn't the only one in on this, and that there was more involved in it, and that that he was just saying to the inmate because he knew he was screwed, and he was just bragging because he wanted some street cred or whatever. And he is saying that he was just a cleanup guy. He was saying that other people did the stuff, and that he was in charge of cleaning up the mess. And that was quite something.
My goodness, I wonder when they're going to bring
Ah.
out the evidence. I wonder when they're going to bring out the verdict here.
Are you in the truck now?
Yeah.
Oh. They're doing something with microphones.
Just more reporters there at the courthouse. 3 a.m. We're talking about Picton. Well, we had just finished.
Riker had a nap.
I saw that.
And happy
1001.
birthday, Doodles.
1002.
Yes, hey Noodles, happy birthday.
It's my birthday. Says Noodles.
Happy birthday, Noodles.
Oh,
Check 1 2. You good? Dave?
yes.
Everybody good? You need any more?
Can you guys hear that? Because we're gonna have.
1 2 and 2.
Sounds like something's about to happen.
No, that was just another TV station or another media outlet.
They were doing their. They're
Just
doing
now
more
setting
good.
up at the end of the day.
Yep. Several bored-looking cops like leaning against the building now, using the building to help prop themselves up. I bet their feet are so tired.
Somebody's coming out of the court soon. Guaranteed.
Lawyer-looking people that just left, but they did not go anywhere near the microphone, so I'm guessing they're in the court building for a different case. Imagine that.
Right, Card, thanks for being a mod today. I know you don't really have time for that. We appreciate that. I'll go ahead and remove moderator status the next time you come on.
Or just leave it there and he can use it if he wants and not use it if he doesn't want.
Right.
That way we don't have to keep.
There's no harm. If you want a mod, you can mod. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Oh, I wonder if this guy's gonna be sending in some sippers. Want a party? Send them up.
Party!
Send those super chats in and we'll party. What do you want?
Oh wow. What does that microphone say?
Thank you, right, Clark. I don't know. Maybe they'll all follow
NYC
it up.
vibe. The mic stand is so full
Where
now.
are we
you find
at?
It's like ridiculous.
We're on top of the hill. Where
Well,
are you?
And now the other cops wandered off, and this cop is just like wandering around. Like he's like,
Who's
"Oh,
a clanker? UNC? Oh. Yeah, we can go to Manhattan. Where was that dude? Where did he take out that healthcare CEO?
I don't remember.
What exactly was that? Was that in Manhattan?
Luigi?
Yeah. Where did Luigi do that thing he did? Or
If he
accused
did.
if he did.
I am saying that they have to prove. They have a huge burden of proof, and they're going to have to prove that it was Luigi. And I hope Luigi
Might not
has
have been.
really good lawyers and stuff. While I don't condone assassinations, I do think it got
Let's
a
see.
message out there anyway, and let the world know
Ever since that
about
day,
the
you know.
problems with.
Oh, Elon, he's been carrying that human shield.
Oh, that's ridiculous how he does that, but yeah. And so, you know, I still think that
Dude, what do you want?
whoever took out the healthcare CEO, I think that they would have also gotten their message out just as well if they had used a paintball gun, and that way, you know, there'd be a big splat, a big splash. People would know that this happened, and then whoever got arrested would not be looking at the DP, because while Luigi isn't looking at the DP for state
Yeah, it's a
charges, it
scam.
appears that federal
Go ahead and
could
put
still
that
be
guy
doing
in a
the same thing.
timeout, right, Cart?
And yeah,
That Eco Sun guy.
insurance is
Time that
a
guy out.
scam hugely. I mean, this, you know, I think it's
He's
another
just a
way,
clanker.
It seems like insurance is another way for the rich to keep getting richer and to keep stepping on everyone that isn't.
Bye-bye.
rich. And okay, and
I don't know what that fucking means, dude. You gone too?
who?
I don't know. That guy.
I don't know.
I know who Chris Hansen is. It's got nothing to do
He's
with
a
our
bust-
subject matter.
He's gonna bust somebody. Hopefully, he busts like
That pizza guy.
or David.
Well,
David should get busted by Chris Hansen because David.
yeah, but probably
Was involved.
DVD probably didn't eat pizza. Remember that was Chris Hansen's thing. He'd always show up with pizza, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bet.
He always have pizza in the scene.
Yeah, well, he could be like, oh, I got some Hello Kitty stuffs. Do you want the Hello Kitty stuffs? Whatevers.
Man, I'd like to see our band list. I bet that thing is huge now. Since we started going live all the time, I bet there's like a couple thousand people in our hide users.
Somebody's a tweak that looks like a predator.
Monkey, you look like a
Uh,
tweak. You should go get in the mirror. Go get in
Yeah.
the mirror, monkey.
And if Monkey's
Stop looking
talking,
like a tweak.
and if Monkey's talking about my hubby, Monkey's got another thing coming. This guy is a straight up good guy. He protects people, and he is definitely not a tweak.
Bye bye.
But you know, he is no longer the young dude that can see small writing from across the room, though. So he
I
might
can see you.
tweak it at you.
That's why I go up on the screen like that so I can see the stupid
What does it
comments.
say?
My
Yeah.
God. See, I wish I had my monitor. I'd rather be behind the scenes. Dear wife.
Maybe we should have you on the tablet as well as having our camera on, and then you can. But then you might keep always hiding your face on the tablet, and I want you to be on the screen.
Dear wife. Still waiting on Diddy, everybody. So stick around. We'll let you know what's going on in the presser when they finally decide to come out of there.
Why have they not done? You know, I hope this.
You know, I have
means-
other things to do today.
Yeah, I hope this means that Diddy got Diddy'd himself.
Oh, do you think he got self-diddied?
I hope Diddy got.
Do you think he's sitting in jail going, oh my God, I diddied myself? Oh my, oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah, that would be so good because
I still think he can get pardoned.
I mean,
though.
because there's two reasons why it would seem to run over so long. One would be that it would run over so long if Diddy got the maximum, and they're like, you know, getting prepared for that because he's probably got a lot of fans that want it released.
Do you
but
think?
I think so. And then there's a lot
do
of.
you think he has a lot of fans still?
And then there's the same people that want him to to get the maximum.
Oh my God.
And
Who out there could possibly go through life telling all their friends, oh, I like P. Diddy. I think he's a good guy. Or do you just like secretly listen to that and when you roll up to a stop sign, turn the music down in your car and you go, shh, don't let anybody hear me listening to Diddy.
I don't listen to Diddy.
You love Diddy?
No, I don't listen to
Ethan
I
does.
love it.
That's
You
funny.
love Diddying people like Diddy does. And 6 to 7 is that
That's how many people he likes to Diddy at one time.
or 6 to 7
Just kidding.
yeah. Or 6 to 7 how many years do you hope he gets?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the 6 to 7.
Contribute to the comment section.
I'm hoping that he gets that at the very least he gets the 6 to 7 years recommended by the probation and parole department, and you know, but if they want to lean towards the prosecution's 11 years, that's fine with me too, but I definitely don't want Diddy getting, you know, what he wants, which is the
Dude, you know what, Rykart?
oh, Reichert, you're probably right.
This
He's
is the
not-
same thing we're
Diddy
talking
very
about.
well might know something about that island.
Everybody
And it seems like everybody,
is affiliated with that.
all these big people are
All the
affiliated with
people
that.
that you can think of.
And like, it's really crazy that the district attorney who prosecuted Diddy, she got fired, and then it turns out that she also is the one that prosecuted Ghislaine, or however you say her name, Maxwell, and she prosecuted Epstein.
She's got a lush prison cell now in a private unit.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had a visit with Trump or Trump's people, and the next thing you know, she's moved to a much nicer prison.
Lush. Lush freaking gay club kind of thing. Oh my God.
Maybe Diddy provided baby oil or whatever to the island since, you know, he had so much. You know,
Dude, that guy.
somebody else checking the
No,
microphones
that's
out.
just another freaking journalist.
More checking out of the microphones.
I think they knew right away they could just stay home, or else they got stuck in traffic on the way to set up. I bet he does know something about that island.
I bet our kid one of these days could go on a big rant about that island. our kid, he's done so much studying, so much deep diving into that island and the people that frequented the island and just all kinds of stuff. And he also goes and checks all the
Hi, Journey. Been waiting for you all day.
he goes and checks all of the
Do you want to be a
rumors
moderator
about the
today,
island
Journey?
as well.
I don't have any mods in here except for Right Cart's in here doing his thing, but he's
Yeah,
not.
she said yeah.
All right, thank you. Sometimes Right Cart doesn't want to be a.
Well, he's in his truck right now.
Well, yeah. See, he's a busy man.
He had a nap. Let's see.
I can remove you from being a moderator later if you want. Journey to get there.
Dirty, get that yet.
We're just waiting on Diddy. We're waiting for Diddy for the outcome and the press release.
Did he get away with it, or did he get the maximum, or did he get something in between?
We've been waiting for that for a long time, all day actually. I have been sleeping.
I felt like sleeping. I've got allergies or something, and it's driving me crazy because it's like, usually it's not the fall where I get allergies.
Yeah, we kind of took everybody's wrenches away when we came back, and then slowly been giving them back to our regulars.
Yeah. And
Because-
you're a good one, so we'll keep you having a wrench
If you'd like
too.
to be.
Because, and just, anybody that was one in the past to just go ahead and shoot us a hey, and
Because
let
we
us know that you want it
restructured
back.
the whole channel because it was just all janky.
It was janky. It was a mess. It was like being unhappy in the algorithm and everything. I mean, all the way down to the algorithm crud had problems.
See, you still don't get notifications.
Yeah. So our
Yeah.
channel is still janky, and we still just are trying to. Oh wow! The Buffalo Horns guy at the January 6th
Yeah.
is suing Trump.
Oh!
Wow!
I know that guy.
I'm gonna have to go look that stuff up. Like that freaking claim to be a shaman guy and stuff. And I wonder what he's gonna sue Trump for. Is he gonna say that Trump is he actually going there? Is he actually saying that he did this because of getting riled up by Trump?
Somebody would have had to instigate this whole event, don't you think? Who do you think that somebody was?
Yeah.
You're not going to get me to say it.
Yeah. We get in enough trouble on our own without tackling certain topics.
People don't like us.
Because like some stuff of ours people do agree with, and I mean, not, we don't need everybody to agree with us, but some people agree with our right to
The
have
Buffalo Horns guy and
release.
Robbie that goes to all those gatherings, is that the same guy? You know Robbie with the bullhorn that goes around and around to the Trump meetings and everything, and that's a different guy?
I don't really follow the
I follow it a little further. Well, I hope that works out for him.
Just like
We'll cover that and let you know, because it's all those political. It's also a crime It's also a crime to break into the White House. This should have never happened.
right, the Capitol, yeah.
The highest
just,
office in this country. That was a crime. So.
Yeah. No matter.
Drinky.
Okay.
Eat drinky. I don't know why we didn't have more security inside that building. And as each person entered into that building, what do you think should have happened?
Someone in the windows.
What do you think should have happened to them? Yeah?
Well,
Is that your sound effect?
yeah. Or at the, and whether, they didn't have to use lethal rounds. I would like to see a few people get a beanbag to the face, or, I mean,
They
all
use
the
more
stuff that they,
extreme
all the
punishment
extreme,
on children in this country than they do.
yeah,
in
and
that.
all that stuff that they use on that they used at Standing Rock. You know, they should have used all of that with the people storming the Capitol.
Yes, water cannons, but you should have just rolled up there with a big old water truck and just lit them up.
Yeah, bags, the paintballs, everything. I think just said we're live.
We're live
already
again.
live. So I guess
Sometimes they break connection.
we went unlive and then we went live again.
Mm-hmm. I hope that Elon Musk vision works out. for
And
us.
now we're gonna have to get our Elon Musk vision going. And
I've
now
been putting my notices in the community, so if you want to stop by the community, I usually announce that we're going to be live.
just because people with notification bells are often still not getting
And we never
notified.
schedule the lives anymore. We just go on. I'll drop a note in there that says we're going to go live in a
'cause
little while.
Yeah, because it used to.
Because that's such a commitment. Oh, we're going to be live at 9:30. But well, what if we're not
In
ready?
time.
Because we won't be ready at 9:30. Then you guys will be mad. And then, so how about just a little while?
We'll have to get better at it. Anyway, I am looking at the screen again.
Do you have a
telling
cold,
you guys.
Josie? You got a cold?
Yeah, I've got a cold.
I think you do.
I do. Frowny face.
Hmm.
And I'm looking at the screen now to let you guys know that I am looking at the gilded doors of the courthouse where Diddy is inside,
And the whole world is waiting outside.
and we're all waiting outside. There's
There's
a
like 30
giant microphone stand to the left side of the screen. To the right side of the screen, there's a couple of bored-looking police that look like their feet hurt because sometimes they keep shifting their weight and stuff like that. But they're waiting in case of anything. The police dog is no longer out in front of the building. They have used air horns and stuff for crowd control. You can see traffic in the reflections in the glass doors, and sometimes
Comes a lawyer-looking guy and
if it
another
gets-
lawyer-looking guy.
Yeah, they're leaving the building, but they haven't gone near the microphones, so they might have been there for a different case. And every once in a while, you can see reflections in the glass doors, and you can see that there are people gathered out in front of the courthouse waiting to find out what is going on in this case.
Here comes a journalist of some type.
A journal went running, and a guy in a suit came over and is having a surreptitious conversation with the cops. I wonder if this means something's going to happen soon.
What kind of true crime stories you guys want to hear? We can make note of that.
Now we're seeing footage of outside. They moved the camera, so now we can
Wow.
see that there is quite a crowd over in
lot of
the
journalists.
in the press pool.
On Baxter Street.
Yeah, Baxter Street, and there's a lot of people with cameras. I mean, like real ones with the big giant lenses, and everybody's lined up, ready to find out what did he do.
What did he? Well, thank you for hanging out with us every day as we wait for
Wow,
Diddy's
40
outcome.
trillion.
What's 40 trillion?
The QAnon guy, the bullhorn shit, the shaman guy, he's suing for 40 trillion.
Wow. Maybe you can settle down to 40 billion.
I hope it gets a lot of press. You know, because that's a good.
$40 trillion? That can't be right. That would be unprecedented.
And then the.
Come on.
Yeah.
Waiting. The helicopters are there.
He says 40 trillion is crazy, and then he says he sure is, but at least he's suing Trump. During wants to know why the guy's suing, and I'm just looking forward to this because by having a suit going on, hopefully that means that certain people are going to have to be answering to certain questions. And Journey loves Trump.
I think you've said that before on this channel. But I love Trump.
Yeah.
And an LOL. I think this person has said this before. See, I do read the comments.
Now, looking outside at the pressure, looks like it's ramping up now, getting ready to be something.
Definitely looks like
Yes,
some
it-
people are excited.
Yeah, it looks like something's gonna happen.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Ooh.
Come back and play us some music as we wait for Diddy, for Diddy's outcome.
Still waiting to find out what happened with Diddy.
Don't let that out here.
Want to be on camera?
No.
As are?
As you is?
As you are? You're
Play
just-
something, kid.
Yeah.
Play something.
He's like, no, thank you.
Shaking the camera.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah, you,
Oh, your dog has a mega coat, huh?
no.
Yeah.
Are
Nah,
you
my
kidding?
my dogs aren't political. They don't have any anything from either political party. I think they've got their own.
Dog gender.
Yeah.
I wonder if they sell that like PetSmart. Or is that a special order or
Yeah, really.
or something like that comes
'Cause I didn't
from?
even realize that they sold that kind of stuff.
Maybe DonaldTrump.com maybe.
And
Where it
Murphy's
sells
a-
the watches.
And Murphy's a cool name, by the way. A long time ago, I had a dog named Murphy because basically my parents named it Murphy because of Murphy's Law, because basically anything that could go wrong would go wrong around that dog. That dog would like without even meaning to, with her tail, she would knock over a whole dinner table full of food and stuff like that. She was
Bring me
sweet.
more. It's above the coffee. Above the coffee.
We're gonna have some Diddy stuff.
Oh,
Huh. I wonder if they were just getting some inside information from in.
I think somebody's inside there giving them information.
Oh, cool. Murphy has a channel. Yeah.
We are ready for some news.
Yeah, and it sounded like they might have had inside information about what was going on in the courthouse. Now we are tired. We've been waiting ever since they put out the microphones over at the Diddy trial, and we're not spring chickens, so yeah.
This is what we do at work.
But anyway, it sounds like one of the
It's the
reporters.
middle of the day here. Did he do it?
We know Diddy did it, but we want to know if Diddy's gonna do the time now. Did he get sentenced? Did he get the max?
Did he get
minimum?
credit for time served?
Journey says 10 years.
Yeah, it does.
Here in the Rockies, it's 80.
Definitely looks cold over
And
there.
I don't know what to guess, but
The crowd's wearing sweaters.
but I'm
and
hoping
hoodies
he
and
got at
jean
least
jackets.
5.
Look how cold it is over there.
The Because I no way on earth want him to get that minimum that he wants, the time served. I want him to get, I know that, and you know what, 10 would be good because the prosecution is asking for 11, so give a little concession and say, oh, okay.
Up, we're back to the front of the building now. I hope my battery holds out. I didn't plan on being on here this long. Oh man. Jury duty.
And you know what would be really cool is if he does get the 10 that you were just saying, but like they say, it's 11 with your 14 months time served lopped off of it. Yeah.
I have my auxiliary battery, but I'm scared to plug it in case it breaks me off the internet.
And what he was found guilty on is he's found guilty on 2 charges of transportation of people for the purpose of prostitution. And I guess it's under something called the Mann Act. And that would be like a maximum of 11. And Diddy's wanting it to just be time served. And the probation and
It would not surprise me if he got credit for time served, actually.
some credit anyway.
You know, he's a big player. Talking about that island and that Maxwell person and our fearless leader. You know, he might. They don't want him talking. Still waiting, guys. Boom.
I hope he gets a serious amount of time because, he didn't get convicted of the crimes that I was hoping he would get convicted for. So I hope that he gets the maximum for the ones that he did get convicted for.
Dude, I don't even know who we're watching, dude.
We're watching the
Oh. I don't want to say who we're watching. We're not promoting anybody today.
we're watching the
Another creator.
the whole pool.
Boom. We're watching somebody in New York stream. That's what we're
Yeah,
watching.
right, Cart. I think he knows a lot too.
Look at this. Look at this cop right here. Look at him. Our fearless leader was just telling us about the military guys he didn't want to see looking like that. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, but
More agua.
now one of the press pool is talking about spending his 30th in, where did he say?
Paris, dude.
He wants to go to Paris for his 30th. I wonder if he means Paris, Texas, or Paris, France.
Probably Texas. Paris, that's where Bon Scott lost his life.
Ooh, that'll be another.
Another rock and roll star.
Yeah.
Bon Scott, the lead singer for AC/DC, way back. Way back. I don't know why we're talking about all the music deaths lately.
Because we decided to go ahead and let everybody know what kind of music we listen to, so we can be real people all around, real people,
bevy.
and don't have to try so hard
Agua
to
right there.
just be, talking heads all professional. We're like,
Well, maybe
we're
you can
not
head
talking
on
heads
over
all
to
professional. We're-
over to one of the other channels where they wear a shirt and tie. Guarantee they don't have more than I do.
Do
Do they? And they're probably not even correct most of the
So
time.
yeah, we're just us, and we fact check ourselves, and we do
More humans.
say where we
Bevy,
get
bevy.
the information that we do get, and And then we also fact check it even when it's a super reputable source. We still go and fact check it just to make sure. Because people are people and people can make mistakes. Let's see
What?
whether they're gonna do stuff.
We are better.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, the audio
Why'd
quit.
the audio quit?
I don't know.
Are they gonna bring somebody out now? Are they gonna do something? Oh, audio's back. Yes, Journey, thank you for doing that.
Hi, Journey.
Yes, please like, share, subscribe, and press the notification bell. And we do
You know
welcome
what?
everyone to the chat.
We need more
Safe and
subscribers
stress-free.
on this channel. You know, maybe
Yeah.
that'll make the alert system work a lot better.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we got
Maybe
more
if we had
subscribers.
10,000 because we never cracked the 10,000 mark.
No, I've never been up there, so maybe if we made it there, maybe then our notification bell will work.
We're about to hit 10,000 in a little while.
A ways from now.
We do have a 10,000 subscriber goal.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a 24-hour special if we do. You don't like that idea? We don't have
Can't I
enough,
wear my jammies?
we don't have enough battery pack for that.
We'd have to do plug-in and stuff. Let's see. It looks like maybe they're ramping up for something, because now they've got a couple of non-cops that are hanging out at the front of the building next to a cop-looking guy, and they're all like coordinating
Tell
their,
you what, if
their
my
watches
battery
and cell
dies,
phones.
I will unplug my light and I will use that battery to power my camera battery. Come on, let's go. P. Diddy. How did P. Diddy become to be? When did he start? Way back when we were children.
Yeah.
Remember? What's going on here?
Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
P. Diddy Combs.
Okay, now they're showing us some stairs across from the stairs that we were watching,
Humans are coming out.
and it showed a bunch of news people pacing around and doing their thing where they're practicing their intro. You know, something I ought to do more often. Just practice the intro. Practice what they're gonna say so that they don't get all flipper flubbered.
But that would cause us to have to rehearse.
Yeah.
We don't rehearse. We just go on.
Oh, here's a rehearsal. Welcome to another day in the car. I'm Jules. He's Jack. He's my husband.
That's
Jay-
she's my wife.
And Jay's our son, and he's around here somewhere. He's the one that plays the guitar.
Do young people know who Diddy is? Well, my young person knows who Diddy is. I don't know if the other parents are raising their children to know who
But
Diddy is or not.
especially our young person knows who Diddy is, as in he knows
As
about,
in, he's a criminal.
and he knows about Diddy's crimes against his partners, his girlfriends, stuff that he hasn't gotten in legal trouble for, gotten away with. But our kiddo knows about Diddy beating the holy snot out of one of his partners in public, in a hotel.
Well, I see
hallway.
that guy's the U.S. Marshal right there. See him?
Oh, okay. It looks like something's getting ready to happen, because now there's a U.S. Marshal standing out in front.
I bet you this guy's U.S. Marshal as well. This guy right here, USMS.
Yeah, that would.
Who that? Another journalist. U.S. Marshal.
I hope the U.S. Marshals out front doesn't mean that Diddy's gonna walk out of these front doors.
Oh, dude. Credit for time served.
I will be so miffed.
But
if
you
that
would not be
happens.
surprised, would you?
No, I didn't say I'd be surprised. I'd be miffed. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. It would just.
What business would the U.S. Marshal have to be there for?
Well, I guess in case of riots, depending on what is said, because I know that a lot of people feel very strongly about about Diddy, and some are strongly wanting him locked up, and some are strongly wanting him let go.
Who wants him let go?
I don't know.
Other island patrons or what?
Yeah, island patrons.
This is the main quota. If you could just, if you mind, thank you.
Okay. And apparently there was a cop standing in the way of the camera, and so one of the journalists let him know that he was standing in the shot of the main pool camera, the feed that all the news stations and everywhere around the world are going to get on this, and the cop was just like blocking the view. And
Got a lot of people exiting the building now.
yeah, and some don't seem to be affiliated with this whole thing, but some of them are looking kind of promising, where they're just kind of like lingering at the front. And don't change it. Oh, snap. It appears, okay, I'm waiting for the presser, but it appears as a hubby just went and strains different topics, and it says CBS News says that Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison.
But how?
But it says it was streamed 2 minutes ago, but it said it happened. What? I guess the stream ended 2 minutes ago? I don't know. But it says CBS News, and it says that he got sentenced to 50 months in prison. So we'll have to find out whether that is true or not. Does anything else say that? And that one just says he learns his fate. And this one... yeah, we're scrolling now to try to find out if anybody actually managed to be in the building and find out. We're seeing headlines again about the letters to the court that Diddy did. Reichert has a conspiracy theory that Diddy murdered Biggie, Tupac, Old Dirty Bastard, and other rappers.
Tupac? Really? Do tell.
And that would be a possibility. That would fit in there because of... oh wow. Now I just squirrel and saw another one, a court drawing of Diddy with like a hanky in front of his eyes, and it says he was sentenced to 4 years. So let's see. Looks like his kids spoke out at his sentencing. But anyway, as I was saying, Reichardt's theory would make sense though, because Biggie got so much. Tupac and Biggie were huge. They were at least as big. They were almost as big as Diddy is now. And once they were gone, Diddy did skyrocket, and his empire was born. So I wouldn't be surprised if he took out the competition. And yeah, Diddy got away with a lot. Money does talk, and apparently there was a standoff in downtown Waukesha. What was that about? Write this down. I will look that up later.
Dude.
Journey's oldest son loved Tupac. I think everybody loved Tupac, and
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah.
I think different walks of life even. I
Yeah.
think he's crossed many barriers.
Yeah, even people that you wouldn't think were touched by Tupac were touched by Tupac.
It's not like being touched by Diddy. Is it? Is it?
Yeah, I'll have to do a deep dive, see if I can find anything more about that Waukesha thing.
Well.
Waukesha wasn't Travis Decker from there originally?
Travis Decker?
Yeah. They're swapping camera angles, but it looked like before they swapped angles that they were starting to get a few people on deck and telling them where to stand. So it looked like maybe the presser was getting set up.
We're all patiently waiting. The whole world wanting to get. Only got 4 people.
That's okay.
How do you say that?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee? I can't say
All right,
Wisconsin.
thank you.
Can't say Wisconsin names. They're as hard to say as Washington State names. Those are really hard to say as well.
But at least they, in Wisconsin and Washington, the reason why those places are hard to pronounce is because they go with the first people's pronunciation of these things.
See, we're back to
Milwaukee.
we're back to the main mic stand now. And the journalists coming out. U.S. Marshals are all around.
But yeah, one of the things that drives me nuts about here in Colorado is that, yeah, they kept the indigenous names for certain places or
Oh,
whatever, but then they didn't pronounce them
Pewaukee.
right. Like Saywatch, that's pronounced correctly, but would you believe that a place that is spelled Buena Vista is called Buena Vista?
They have a like Spanish name too.
Buena Vista, good view. How is it? Boon.
How is it?
Boon. What? More people gathering out.
We are taking true crime requests for stories you guys want to hear. Oh.
Oh man, I thought it was about to start because a guy with U.S. Marshals badge and a press pass and everything went and stood behind the microphone.
Watch your P. Diddy coverage here, I guess.
And we'll keep describing what we see on the screen. We see
Cops.
several U.S. Marshals, a couple cops.
Good. Good.
Oh, okay. U.S. Marshal is tapping his chest mic and asking if it's good.
Dude, this has got to start. Journalists are coming to sit down.
Let's go on this one. Well,
The journalists have sat down behind the microphone stands.
Yeah, why don't you go on the other one? Move.
Journalists are being told to move.
But they're telling everybody they're moving some people with press passes, but telling them that they just want to make more room for other people with press passes and putting them in different spots, but telling them to keep the press passes visible.
Dude, you don't need a press pass. Jules and I can go there.
You can get a shoestring and a piece of paper and write press on it.
Mhm.
Press!
It's just an identification of who you're working for.
I wonder, being a YouTube channel, would we need to put the channel name on
Or do
there?
we
Or
put
would we
Google?
just say or Google or YouTube?
It is time.
Yeah, it appears to be time. There are a few people that look like they could be attorneys or assistants to attorneys, all standing together, looking very professional and with notes and whatnot, standing together near
A
the
lot
door,
of security,
near the
guys.
front doors. There's lots of security. There are U.S. Marshals there. There's people. There's a guy in a kind of expensive-looking suit talking to a U.S. Marshal. There's a U.S. Marshal behind the microphones. But he keeps walking away from it. He's a tease. He's such a tease. He stands there at the microphone looking like he's ready to talk, and then he walks away.
That looks like a skinny version of Walt's brother-in-law, the DEA guy.
Okay, and now there's front and center on the screen is a U.S. Marshal that looks like Hank, Walt's brother-in-law from Breaking Bad. And
Skinny version.
a lady went by with a cute skirt. It was like maxi length. Kind of jealous of that skirt, not gonna lie. Mr. Marshall, sir, is behind the. Are those handcuffs hanging on the front of him?
Keys, dude.
Oh, just keys. Big wad of keys.
Oh my.
And then,
What do you think?
yeah, I don't know why people would think you need to go free.
I hope you guys will stick around and listen.
Put my glasses on. So I can
Listen
see
to us on
over
this
there.
channel. I know you have other choices, but
We have more people popping out. And,
we're the good guys.
you know, I enjoy watching this with you guys because, you know, it's like having friends over to hang out and watch something on TV together. It's like, let's go see this presser. Now the U.S. Marshal guy standing front and center is giving the stink eye to the press pool. He's got his hand fiddling with something on his Batman belt.
Yeah.
His utility belt.
Batman.
And I guess I really do have a cold because I know it's kind of warm in here, but I'm bundling up more in my blankies and stuff. And I have my leggings on it. Ah, battery power low. Charge your phone.
Battery power low. All right, let's see. I'm gonna plug in this battery for now. See what happens.
We're still here. We're back live again. We went
There we
away
go.
for a second when he plugged in our battery, our external
I
battery.
told you that was gonna happen.
We got lots of external batteries for just such an emergency. And yeah, we're back.
And I have another battery in case this one fails.
Yeah, we have lots of battery packs and whatnot. It's really cool. It's a lot easier doing this type lifestyle now than it was back when we were in our 20s. Because back then there weren't so many like itty bitty batteries that powered everything. And of course, you know, phones way back when we were young were like bag phones and stuff, not like cell phones that get the same coverage and stuff that they're handing with a cell phone with a real battery and you know and all kinds of different
Look at the press pool.
external plugger in or things.
Sure wouldn't know how to have a potty emergency.
I was about to say, tell me that person didn't just grab a potty chair.
My goodness. We got 6 people in here now. Welcome.
We are watching and it's showing the front of the courthouse, 500
Something.
Pearson Street, maybe.
Pearl?
Pearl? I don't know. 500 something or other. And it's got the big, like, brass-colored front doors, and there's several U.S. Marshals standing in front and, like, guarding the press pool
Hey,
microphones.
it's Pearl
That's
Street.
the Block Street entrance. And
That's Pearl Street, dude.
okay. It is Pearl Street, and some of the U.S. Marshals are on the phone, and they keep they're on the phone.
They're
and they
all
keep-
antsy. Something's gonna
and
happen.
they're super antsy, and they keep pacing and walking back over it, and like looking in the doorways into the building, while also talking on their cell phones. So obviously something's gonna happen.
Diddy coming live soon, guys. Hang
Now
out.
all of a sudden, now all of a sudden, all the people that are in the front of the building, which are a couple of cops and 3 women that look like they could be part of a legal team, they all kept looking in the doors like they're expecting somebody to be coming out those front doors.
Oh, they're antsy. They're like
Yeah,
they're
US
like
Marshals.
wolves. They're circling the.
The U.S. Marshals are super antsy. They're looking very apprehensive, and now they are actually scanning the crowd.
It's almost like they're searching out people on rooftops. and stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like they're, preparing for something bad. Yeah, we have YouTube, we have that on our cell phones, but we are mostly unplugged now too.
Come on.
Mm.
Can you guys hear that? Okay. I'm sure you can.
Sometimes it's much louder than other times. I guess it just depends on which camera setup they go to.
Something's gonna happen with the Diddy.
Something's gonna happen.
That was an ambulance.
Huh.
Come on. Uh-oh. Now they've cut
Huh.
away to the street view.
Oh, we got a street
On
view.
Baxter.
We're seeing.
Baxter Street. Hey, they wear hats over there, the cops do. City of New York, they wear hats.
Yeah.
Real police hats. I don't see that much anymore. Attorneys.
Huh. Another thing that was interesting was when they were doing the street shot was seeing like a Mercedes van with limbed out windows.
Thank you, Journey.
And seeing a black shiny SUV with Texas plates, which may or may not have had law enforcement medallions on it. So I didn't catch the medallions on time before they were off screen. And yeah, they're definitely antsy about something. The marshals just looked at their phones again, and they're getting super antsy about the street. They keep going back and forth between.
I remember back in the day, we didn't have internet. That's a long time ago, right, Cart?
Yeah, now we have it because we don't have cable or anything because we're totally unplugged. But we also.
Man, I remember way back in Arizona, we didn't have. Remember, war driving was a thing. There's a bunch of people coming out. Something's gonna happen.
Okay, some people are announcing that's the family. It's a whole group of young people holding hands. Oh, they're getting into that little black Mercedes thing I told you about.
How do you guys feel?
Oh, definitely the family.
Yeah. This is family.
Some lady slipped on the
Diddy's family has just left the building.
We spoke to law enforcement, the prosecutors, but the court did not allow many of the witnesses who were willing to testify, probably because of judicial economy, because the trial would have been very long. I don't know. 148 months is what the sentence was. I think the judge was very thoughtful. He didn't do the 11 years that the prosecutor wanted, and nor did he do the 14 months that the defense wanted. So Mr. Combs will be in prison for a while. He basically had a lot of good things to say, the judge did, about Mr. Combs and his contribution to the community over many years and to racial justice. But on the other hand, he has to pay the price for what he did. He could have had 10 years for each of the 2 counts of the violation of the Mann Act, which is going across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. So I think all in all, he gave the sentence that was recommended by the probation office. And so that's somewhere in between what the prosecution wanted and what the defense wanted. So it's finally over, except that there will be an appeal, of course, by Mr. Combs' very large legal team, and so we'll see what happens on appeal. Yeah, the argument was by the defense that that really this was just watching sex, and so that's free speech. But the judge did not agree to that argument. It wasn't about filming. He said you can't launder an illegal act into a constitutional right, because that would otherwise be a very narrow interpretation of the Mann Act. So it was about committing a crime, because he pointed out that Mr. Combs had in fact participated and sometimes had sexual interaction with Jane and also with Cassie. So it wasn't just about watching, he actually participated in it. So I think he's got a good argument, and I don't think that the defense has a good argument on appeal. So he could have gotten 20 years, 10 years consecutively for each count, and now he has 148 months for a sentence. Many of my clients were very concerned that he might walk free by the end of this year, time served, and then a couple more months. And they were very much afraid that he would retaliate against them. And so I think that they will be happy that he will be at least in prison for a number of years. I think they'll feel comforted on that. So thank you.
Okay, all right.
Commentary. What happened?
Oh, okay. Well, I was looking at what Journey's just brought us breaking news about an arrest in the case where the bodies of 18-year-old Pandora Kickstart and 17-year-old Evan Clark were found in the Mount Ord area of the Tonto National Forest in May. And this guy, a 31-year-old guy, has been arrested. Meanwhile, Diddy's going to prison. He's on his way to prison. His family was very stoic when they went out to the vehicle. It seems that Diddy's team was upset that not enough people for the defense were allowed to testify on his behalf to get him a lesser sentence. He did not get the 11 years that the prosecution wanted, but he also did not get the 14 months that he wanted, and it appears that he got 4 years and 2 months in prison. So,
Dude, that's a long time.
yeah. So he's going to prison for a number of years. And it seems that there's no uproar with the crowd. Nobody's really miffed because this is right down the middle. See, in between what Diddy wanted and what the prosecution wanted. It's a very middle of the road sentencing. And it appears Diddy's family is now safely out of the building. He had, his entire extended family there, and
A lot of people.
and so there you have it. Diddy's going to prison, and thank you so much, Journey, for the. I wonder if he's already in prison actually, because this might have been a while ago today that they came up with that, and then it took a while for them to coordinate.
No, I think he went
getting
to
the
court
family.
today.
Yeah, he was in court. I was wondering if he got transported to prison from court just now or not. And they were also reassuring the people that testified against Diddy that they don't need to worry in the immediate future because he's going to be in prison for a number of years. And now another group of very well-dressed people with expensive clothing are leaving the building, and one woman with beautifully manicured fingers is smiling and waving to the crowd and looking to be pleased with the sentencing. And unfortunately, I didn't recognize her. So. And so I see now why there were so many U.S. Marshals gathering up there at the beginning of this before this thing happened, and that's because some of the U.S. Marshals are entering those vehicles and helping escort the people away. So obviously, people affiliated with this Diddy case, whether they're Diddy's family or whether they're people that testified against Diddy, either way they are getting police, U.S. Marshal Service protection as they leave the building, and they are all leaving in these dark vehicles with limo black out windows, and then leaving from the courthouse. And I also see that part of the noise that we were getting in the background is that on top of all the Diddy stuff going on, there also seems to be some sort of a protest not affiliated with Diddy going on at the same time. It almost looks like one of those No Kings protests across the street from the courthouse. And so, yeah, they got a lot going on there.
Thank you for
And I was just laughing at a
stopping by
camera.
today.
I was just laughing at a cameraman that looked like he was just like, "Can I go home yet?"
Well, there's not anything else to
And
get.
another
here.
food
It's
delivery
just-
person. Yeah.
The only thing they're gonna get is maybe a couple people leaving the building. That's it.
So thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you so much for sharing in Diddy. was
Diddy goes to
sentenced
prison.
Did he go to prison? Yes, he did.
Like and subscribe. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you, moderators. Thank you for anybody else that I failed to mention. Thank you guys for zapping all those terrible trolls out of here today
And
for
I
us.
took notes on that.
We'll look up that Tonto Forest one.
Yeah.
We will come back later this evening on that, maybe. Probably late.
Yep. So, see you later. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there.